You're sitting in a quiet room. Nothing out of the ordinary is happening. And then, out of nowhere, a thought appears. What if everyone secretly dislikes me? Most of us go through our entire lives assuming our thoughts are deliberate. We believe that we are the conscious architects of every idea that pops into our heads. It feels like we're sitting at a mental keyboard, actively typing out sentences for our own brain to read. Because we buy into this illusion of total control, we fall into a trap. When our brain throws a dark, irrational fear at us, we assume that because we thought it, it must define who we really are. But if you are the one typing at the keyboard, why do you experience thoughts you never asked for, never actively built, and never saw coming? This timeline shows a sequence discovered by neuroscientists. Long before you feel like you're making a decision, there is a neural spark, your brain preparing to take action. Milliseconds later, the marker for your conscious choice finally appears. That gap proves the machinery is already moving before you ever feel the sensation of choosing. Science places the conscious mind in the role of an audience, watching thoughts emerge from a biological process that began long before awareness. If you didn't summon the image, the neural evidence shows it exists as an automated event, appearing on the screen of your consciousness before you ever had the chance to choose it. The mind is rarely like a quiet, organized librarian carefully selecting a book. It behaves like a non-stop, chaotic prediction engine, throwing ideas at you every single second. Thousands of years ago, the humans who survived long enough to pass on their genes were the ones constantly scanning for danger. An anxious, overthinking brain kept you alive in a hostile wilderness. Your nervous system was optimized for dodging predators. Now, that exact same biological hardware is reacting to unread emails, awkward text messages, and office politics as if they were saber-toothed tigers. Your brain generates thousands of fleeting, random thoughts every day. Most evaporate instantly, but your survival hardware is designed to grab onto anything that looks like a threat. Once your attention locks onto a fearful thought, your brain assumes it actually matters. Anxiety feels terrifyingly convincing because your mind insists that this passing mental weather is an immediate crisis you have to solve right now. When we feel that anxiety spike, our first instinct is to fight it. We try desperately to push the intrusive thoughts away, hoping we can force our minds back to calm. This logic loop is ironic processing. Try not to think about a pink elephant, and your brain instantly generates one. To avoid the thought, your brain must constantly search for it, which inadvertently feeds the exact image you're trying to destroy. Fighting mental noise is a behavioral trap. The harder you resist a thought, the stronger it becomes. Resistance is the very mechanism that gives the thought its power. The biological workaround isn't trying to eliminate negative thoughts. That's mathematically impossible. Real mental freedom comes from realizing you do not have to obey every impulse your brain produces. Your mind spends hours rehearsing imaginary arguments and predicting disasters that will never arrive. And while it does, your heart races and your muscles tighten, trapping your body in a physical stress response to a completely fake reality. The moment you step back and observe the noise instead of identifying with it, you create a conscious gap. Imagine sitting on the bank of a river. Your thoughts are just leaves drifting past on the surface of the water. Some of those leaves are beautiful, and some are disturbing. But you don't have to jump into the freezing water to chase down every single one. You can simply sit on the bank and watch them float by. The practice of observing these passing mental events allows fear and doubt to exist without exerting control over your actual behavior. Now, this doesn't mean your thoughts are useless. Human thought is an extraordinary tool that drives art, love, and invention. But wisdom lies in learning to distinguish the useful signals from the automatic mental static. You are not every anxious prediction your brain whispers during a moment of stress. Your true self is the awareness that sits quietly and notices those thoughts happening. Recognizing that awareness grants you a crucial advantage. You can rarely control what randomly appears on the stage of your mind, but you completely control what deserves your attention. So the next time your mind spirals into fear or doubt, give yourself a moment to pause. Ask yourself, did I consciously choose to build this thought, or did it simply appear? That single question creates distance. Within that gap, the momentum of an anxious spiral loses its grip on your reality.